your next point on the list is be open and confident. So I think that feeds perfectly into that. It's about being yourself. It's about being open and inclusive. Can you speak a bit about what you mean by being open and confident?
Sure. When it comes to being open and confident, again, it's about making the first impression, which is your body language as well as your appearance. That really speaks louder than most words. So use your body language and project an appropriate, confident and a self-assurance way. So, for example, stand tall, smile, make eye contact, but be careful not to stare too much. Again, your greeting, express your gratitude when meeting someone for the first time. So in saying that, step forward and maintain eye contact, smile and extend your hand. Now be sure that your handshake is firm and positive, but not overpowering or grippy. And also make sure that if one does have a if you are nervous, wipe your hand first. Make sure it isn't all, sweaty. It's terrible. So be open and confident. And body language and facial expressions are really important aspects of this professional image. So, it's putting the other person at ease and they come across, they don't know anything about you. So your first impression is the lasting impression. So by appearing open and confident, even if you're feeling very insecure and very nervous, these are the aspects, these are the things that you can do to assure the other person that you are, with the winning smile and open and confident that you are the right person and you have self-assurance about yourself.
Yeah, Susie, you mentioned something that I wanted to pick up on, body language, facial impressions as being critical. For those who are listening today, a study completed back in the 1970s indicated that 55% of the impact of communication comes from mannerisms, which is our body language, how we act, how we hold ourselves, how we conduct ourselves. 38% is auditory. The impact comes from auditory, so that's our voice, our tonality, the speed, the pace in which we're speaking. And only 7% of the impact of communication is coming from words. So if we add those together, the mannerisms and auditory, because that's obviously what you're doing when you're initially making the greeting to the interviewer, that's 93% of the impact that you are making with that potential employer comes from your body language and what you say, and how you speak, not necessarily the words that you're speaking. So you were saying before about your body language being open and confident. That is just crucial, isn't it?
It's vital. It's imperative because exactly what you're saying, and it has been researched. So body language and facial expressions are very important aspects of your professional image. So, which is what you're right, including the voice. Account for 38% of your overall first impression. So therefore, non-verbal communication imparts to your presentation also. So there's a whole lot of contributing factors to get that number one winning position, but also too, it's very good for somebody to go through before they go in, to an interview. One needs to role play. My suggestion is role play. Sit down and have, I know HR companies, they do offer the service, which I think most people should take up. And, to sit down and they will go through everything with you, including your first impression. It's vital.
Yeah,
without that, you will not get the position that you are requiring. And even on a personal note, too, your first impression, whether you are socializing and meeting new people, that, again, is formed within the first 3 seconds. So, it's something that we all need to practice and we all need to know about so we can really make those first impressions a lasting impression, which is always a positive one.
I think this topic, the importance of first impressions, relates to everything, not just, as you said before, but job seekers for interviews, but as you're going there and out and networking being one of the most positive methods to job seekers. When you're representing an organisation, you're always meeting potential clients, potential key alliance, people to join in your alliance, all about making the first impression. Even sitting, waiting for the interviewer before the interview meeting, how you are sitting, how you are conducting yourself. If you're sitting there chewing your fingernails and sitting there shaking and chair in the waiting room, that's not making a very good first impression. And so you really do need to make sure that everything that you do is, certainly polished and taking into account those steps that you've mentioned this morning. Now, there is a last one, and this one I think is really important as well, and that's to be positive. Can you speak a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. Well, being positive, it's about your attitude. So one's attitude shows through in everything we do. So by projecting a positive attitude, even in your face, so in saying that could be, you could be nervous, so your facial expression can show that, so that people read that. You must learn how to be positive with the way one speaks. So example, I've had a really bad day today because so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, so forth. So when you're sitting there and somebody's asking you about your day, you really, really need to stop putting a negative in front. You must have the positive. So being positive, it shows through in everything you do, as I said. So it's vital, because first impressions, you are being judged, you are being looked at. So coming along as positive is imperative, because I would not want someone working for my company who's got a negative trait, negative gearing. And we all do have that. We can all have that. But when you're trying to make, again, the first impression, it's got to be imperative that it is a very successful one and a positive one.